everybody, and welcome back to the CD Toledo Youth Academy Challenge, where we are taking on the challenge, obviously, that's why it's called a challenge, of not signing any players and using only players that come through our youth academy, and this is the start of a new season. The last season finished pretty damn well. We confirmed a place in Europe. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But let's go and have a look to see how this season has started. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the save, and looking at the league table, we are second behind Real Madrid. 5 games played, 3 wins, 2 draws and 0 losses on 11 points. We have had a superb start to the season, which has seen us pick up some good results. Nothing spectacular. We haven't played any of the really top teams yet. We still haven't played Madrid, Atletico Madrid or Barcelona, so we do have them to come. But we have started the season well. And oh, by the way, the champions! We are in the Champions League, which is why we've come back 5 games into the league system, because Spain got the extra Champions League spot. It went to England and Spain, and they came back, and we finished 5th, and therefore got promoted to a Champions League phase position, or what would have been group stage back in the day. But there we are, 26, 0 games played, and we're back to take on Red Bull Salzburg. That is who we are taking on in today's episode. I've got a good feeling about this. I think we're going to be pretty good, although they are playing the system I absolutely hate. The 4-3-1-2 is a system I do not like. So let's see how we get on when we go to Salzburg. But the start of the season has been very good. A bit of a mixed bag in pre-season. We went on a tour of Switzerland. Why not? And it was okay. We finished it off with a couple of games in there against Serie A, La Liga rivals. Villarreal beat us 4-2. We beat Osasuna 2-1. And then we went into the league and we started with a 2-0 win over Real Betis. We got a 1-1 draw against Real Sociedad, where we scored in the 81st minute. I was very happy, thought we were going to win. 91st minute, Wilfried Gnotto popped up with a goal. We then drew 1-1 with Athletic Bilbao, which we took a lead. Penalty, 29th minute. Miguel Moreno stuck it away. Alex scored an equaliser early into the second half, but that did not tell the whole story. Yeah, they missed 2 penalties in the second half, 77th and 83rd minute. We dominated the first half, they dominated the second half. 13 shots to 15, 4 on target to 5 on target. And then next year 3.13, and our goalkeeper got 7.3 and didn't get man of the match. Yeah, it was quite a dramatic game. It was a very bonkers game. 2 penalties, and both of them were saved, or one of them was saved, one of them was missed actually by Joe Page. But yeah, lovely stuff. We followed that up with a 6-3 win against Ponferradina, and that was lovely. Goals were Crimson Mori, Nicholas Myberg, Dave Supreme, Miguel Moreno, and an own goal in the 78th minute made it 6-3. And we've just beaten Celta Vigo 4-0. An own goal in the first minute. Lovely way to start a game. Miguel, our new young centre-back, scored from a corner. Miguel Moreno got a goal, and Xavi scored a goal in the 41st minute as well, giving us a 4-0 lead at half-time and a 4-0 win. It was very good. We've had a couple of tweaks to the tactics as a system. We have, I should pray, tell me what you can see different, but we'll go through it. We're now playing with wing backs on attack and inside forwards all on attack. Much more attacking, getting numbers forward, leaving us our sort of box defence in sort of the 2 holding midfielders, sit in front of the back 2, which is the same as last time. But what we do now is we've got sweeper keeper on defend rather than on attack or on support. So Joe Page sits a little bit deeper, but does still come and sweep up balls that have gone over the top of the defenders. But this just allows us to get loads of people forward. But with that, we have then reduced a few things in here as well. We are no longer hard tackling or stepping up, because we don't want all those defenders to be pushing too high up the pitch. We're no longer going to an ultra high defensive line. We've dropped it back by 1, meaning we're a little bit more secure defensively. When we chuck all those people up with the ultra high line, our 2 holding midfielders are actually really high up the pitch. This now leaves our holding, as it sort of shows, our 2 holding midfielders on the halfway line, and then another row behind them are the centre backs, which is very helpful. We're telling the goalkeeper he can roll it anywhere, and he doesn't have to do it quickly anymore. We are still counter pressing at the moment. And then everything here is pretty similar, except for we're getting the ball forward very very quickly because we've got those two players bombing on from wing back as well, and we've got the two inside forwards much more on attack as well. And for those that are interested, we've got a few little player instructions, none on the striker. Inside forwards are just being told to sit much narrower alongside what they do naturally with the role. Crimson Mori is there to take more risk, cross his aim same to the centre and move into channels around Moreno. The two holding midfielders don't have anything other than take more risk and tackle harder. That's on both of them. We want them to be the ones crunching into the tackles to stop the counter-attacks. Xavi has take more risk, dribble more, shoot less often and stay wider. He's going to play really wide while Nicholas Myberg comes in and obviously shoot less often so that we try and get those cutbacks. And then, the same on the left-hand side. And the two centre-backs just have dribble more on them as ball-playing defenders. And Joe Page in goal, he's encouraged to come out and fly into tackles a little bit harder. So nothing too drastic in there, but that is how we're going to be playing for the majority of this season. Obviously, we have in-game management as well to see games out and see what we can do. But in other news, Joe Page is unhappy, wants to join a club with a stronger squad, is wanted by Elche, Al Arabiya and Al Wahada. Again, if anyone wants to take our starting goalkeeper off us, they're going to have to pay us a big wedge of money, £51 million, and you do have a contract for another 3 years. So I think in 3 years' time, you're probably going to stay because you love the club. I reckon in 3 years' time we'll keep on progressing. We've got a couple of other ones in here. Alberto is unhappy. He wants loan time, but he's actually going to slowly step into becoming our starting left winger. It's going to be him competing with some other left wingers we'll get onto in a minute, but that is because we are giving Miguel Moreno license to score goals up front. He wants to move to a bigger club, but we're keeping him around. They're going to have to pay that £80 million or £85 million release fee. He's here till 2041 because as soon as he started moaning again, we activated his 3-year deal, which I thought was just sensible to do, right? So 2041 he's here for, but he is now our leading striker in this system. With how it lines up, it's looking pretty good. And as we said, we've had a little bit of a changing of the guard. We still have some of the other players here that are like three-star as squad players, but a few more youth players making the call as well. Inagio Mendoza, I think that'd be Mendoza, looking like he's going to become quite the player. He's getting a few appearances up front here and there. Jake Mills, we are going to give you more runs on left mid and striker as well. Constantino is going to be the big one that misses out in this game, although he is very good. He is the club's goal scorer. He has still scored goals this season. I sort of feel like it's time to let him settle a little bit as it goes. Kazushi, we know. Kike Andreas is a left back who we're looking to get a bit more game time this year. Not very good on some of the physical stuff, but looks pretty useful all around the patch everywhere else. And then we've got a couple of other youngsters that are stepping up from the under-19s and the B team to give us a hand up here. Richard Lynn, Loic Nyhuis, and we know we've just gone and looked at the other one as well, Yahaya. Diosdado Obama, I don't know why I said Obama, he's one that I'd like to get some game to, but he's so young that I think we're happy to let him play in the under-19s, to be honest. So I think we're not going to... No, we'll just make him available for the under-19s. I don't think we have to say drop him down there completely. I think training with the first team could be pretty useful. Yeah, Mocha, Two-Face still around, Jeff Hogg, Alphakov, Atliberge, all still amongst the first team squad as well, which is useful. And we do have some of the other Patreon and channel members knocking around in the B team now. They've actually dropped down to the B team, but again, they're all registered for the Champions League if they are needed to play. I think you're all up to date with the start of the season, so let's get into it. We're going to be taking on Red Bull Salzburg. We do have to make a change though, because Pena is injured. So let's chuck Kazushi in. Youth player contract. Akinde's injured as well, so it is going to have to be a slight change in terms of who we put on. Now I'm tempted to go with Yahaya, but I think we're going to go Richard Lynn. I think Richard Lynn's going to come onto the bench for this one. Obviously lots of subs in the Champions League, so that's not an issue. Good fitness as well, coming off the back of a good 0 win over Celta Vigo. I don't want to change the team too much, so let's get into it and see how we get on for this one. I think the 4-2-3-1 is the system we're going to be sticking with pretty much every game, and we're just going to be tweaking it as we go and throughout the season, like we did last year with the 4-2-3-1. But these tweaks that I've made now, I think with our reputation boost, we can afford to chuck a few more people forward and see how we do. This is a match we should be winning away at Red Bull Salzburg. Are you sure? Oh my God. Yeah, okay. Well, if I pump my fists... Yeah, let's do it with a bit of encouragement. I'm not sure. It's the Champions League, everyone! I turned the music on purely for this moment so that we could get the music. There are Red Bull Salzburg in the 5... Well, they've changed system, actually. They've gone to a holding midfielder, not an attacking midfielder. And there's good old Toledo in the Champions League with... I mean, did you imagine as a patron or a channel member would be in the Champions League this early? I think we are smashing the Geisley save out of the water, if I'm honest. I think we have progressed quicker. We've got to the Champions League quicker. It's just what can we do? Normally, the first season in Europe, you have a big drop-off afterwards, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, with Constantino not in the team, Crimson Mori takes the armband as captain for our first ever Champions League game with CD Toledo. The club's first ever Champions League game, which is impressive, isn't it? It is impressive to see it happen. Let's give them some encouragement. We're away from home in the Champions League and we are getting no action whatsoever. But it looks like we've got a free kick here. Alberto takes it quickly. Crimson Mori, the captain, fires it home. He took the free kick so quickly, I didn't even really see it. Alberto just slipped it past the wall and then on. Oh, what a hit that is from Crimson Mori. The captain for the day steps up. Not too far away from being the new club captain, I'd say, Crimson Mori. Been with us sort of since the beginning, I guess is what you can declare it as. But yeah, really, really good stuff. And just to pick up wins in the Champions League would be incredible. It really doesn't matter if we don't qualify, and that's a terrible header. But sneaking into the Europa League, I'm all for that. Getting through to the group stage or the next stage in the Champions League, all for that. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. But we had to show the first Champions League game of the series, didn't we? We just had to. As Crimson Mori into Supreme Dave, Kazushi out to Aaron Wall, who's been an absolute wonder kid star at left back. Absolutely super. As Alberto intercepts, Moreno gets a second. Lovely work from Alberto on the left hand side, and Moreno pokes home to put Toledo 2-0 up away in their Champions League debut. This is what dreams are made of. Great interception from Alberto, and Marino's just not going to miss that. 2-0 to the team in green. What a start to the Champions League this is. 4 shots, 4 on target. They've had 4 shots and 1 on target. Now, we do struggle to keep clean sheets. I know we're off the back of one against Celta Vigo, but we do struggle to keep them out all the time. That definitely looked like it was in. But the referee has played it on, and Patrick's picked this one up over the bar, and we nearly got caught playing out from the back there. But yeah, 6 shots for them, 3 on target, 4 for us, 4 on target. We are playing very, very well. So we're going to outstretch our arms and say we're doing brilliantly. Keep it up. Absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of our performance. We'll give them some praise as well, as a throw-in is taken by Aramul to Kazushi, but he loses the ball. Oberhammer goes forward to Philip. There is Huta. Lietgeb goes out far wide to Dreichel into Leon. Dreichel or Dreichel is there. Lietgeb under pressure from Kazushi. The youngster wins the ball, gets tackled, but Crimson Mori takes over and as that sort of linchpin between midfield and attack, recycles the ball. That's a great save from the keeper, denying Moreno, as Patrick into Philip. Philip goes back to Lietgeb, but we can't do anything else with that. Corner ball, Marcel swings it in. Header, Baumgartner. It's 2-1. Early into the second half, 2-1, and Red Bull Salzburg get a goal back in front of their home fans. It's that corner again, and Joe Page couldn't get there, arguably put off by the man in front of him. But I still think we're in a good position here. We don't have to change too much. We're just going to take off Kazushi. He's had sort of thrown in the deep end, isn't he? Are we going to throw Richard Lynn? We are. We're going to throw Richard Lynn into the deep end as well. So fresh legs in there. Myberg's fit. Crimson Mori a bit tired and Supreme Dave a bit tired. We sort of need 90 minutes out of Supreme Dave because we're lacking on the old holding midfield front. Richard Lynn is learning that role, so it shouldn't be completely alien to him. He's working on it in training. Crimson Mori, Aaron Wall still going over the bar from the penalty spot. 60 minutes gone. And we're creating good chances, not taking them. Xavi into Crimson Mori. Back to Xavi. Xavi, low cross. Alberto, it's blocked. And Baumgartner heads it away, but Moreno was offside. What else have we got in our locker here? We may have to just sort of not sacrifice Supreme Dave. That's a bit extreme, isn't it? But see who else we can put in there. We could move Miguel up. I think we'll do that. Miguel up, Supreme Dave off, and we'll bring on Camero back there on the right hand side. So these two are a centre-back partnership from last year. They know what they're doing. Nicholas Myberg is also a bit tired and not playing brilliantly. So Joel Pozzo will come on for him. And hopefully we see this out. We've got a couple of subs left up our sleeves if needs be. But you can see we're creating chances, just not putting them away at the moment. We'll give them a bit more praise just to say well done. 10 or so minutes to go. And you can see they're playing very basic roles as well. There's nothing really to focus on in terms of players. As it's put in, Baumgartner was going for another header. It's cleared away. Alberto can't get there. Leon recycles it to Drichel. Drichel back to Leon again. Salzburg hold on to the ball. Patrick out to Lucas. Lucas, and you can see our box shape in midfield was holding a good line. But it's back in, and Liam Hollick's there again. Xavi up to Pozzo. Fresh legs from the youngster coming on. He's been given the number 7 shirt this year. Penalty, ref. It's a penalty. And if you want to see something spectacular, twitch.tv/cultured left foot. Our goalkeeper is on penalty duty in every single game in our Singapore Builder Nation. So go check that out. But we have a penalty here. It's going to be Moreno. Left-footed. Oh, he went for the Panenka and missed. Oh, Moreno. I know you're a wonder kid and you are the best thing to ever come out of Toledo, but that was embarrassing. That was really bad. That was really, really bad. Right, Miguel stepped into midfield. He's still fit, but 6.5. I think Aaron Wall, we can't afford to have tired legs at the back. So youngster. No, we're going to bring on Atliberge. I was going to bring on the youngster, but we'll go for a bit more experience at the age of like 24, 23, 24, something like. They might even be younger than that. But we've missed a penalty, which is pretty shocking. And I think we're just going to drop down to balanced for the final minute or so. Xavi gets it back from Crimson Mori. Crimson Mori into the area, cuts it across. It's an own goal. The penalty miss doesn't matter. Franco Pedic, the goalkeeper, puts it into his own net. And that is 3-1, and that is game over. Lovely work. I don't normally play low crosses, but they do seem to be very, very good when you get into that sort of position. But yeah, lovely, lovely stuff. 3-1 up. Our debut in the Champions League couldn't go any better. Even conceding 1 just means we don't play a clean sheet bonus out. But 3-1, and we missed the penalty. Okay, it could have gone better. We could have scored the penalty. We could have kept a clean sheet. But 3-1 away from home. Youngster Alberto on the wing gets man of the match. Superb. We are cooking. We are cooking with Toledo. We're up into 5th. End the count. End the count. Put us in the knockout phase. Put us in the knockout phase. Right. Lovely result, but... before I say but, let's stay on the good news. Good news, the board have agreed to improve the training facilities again and the youth facilities, so that's going to go up to 20 and 16 when the board finish that. The board owner has said there is no takeover and has quashed all those rumours, so we don't have to worry about that. I've got the new La Liga logo in the game, which is lovely. So that's now up to date. It doesn't say Santander anymore, which is good. Games coming up then. We've got Villarreal, we've got Vitor Dugumares, and then it gets tough. Back to back to back, we have Valencia, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, and Sevilla. That is difficult. That is very, very difficult. And if we look at our Champions League fixtures only, you'll see here that we have been drawn against. Red Bull Salzburg, win in the bag, lovely stuff. Vitória Dugumares, I reckon we could beat them as well, potentially. Then we have Liverpool, AC Milan, Molde, Hamburg, PSG, and Inter Milan. So by the time we get to the PSG and Inter Milan games, we have to be in a good position in the Champions League to get through either straight to the later knockouts or to the first round of knockouts and see how we get on. But ultimately, we're not going to win it this year. So it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter. As long as we do it, we get money. The board keep giving us a new contract. We're going to be in a good position. And talking of money, £61 million in the bank. We're nowhere near our wage budget. Can't use our transfer budget. Well within FFP. Dominating this. It's going really well. It's great fun. And thank you all for the support on the series and on the channel. We are ever closer to the 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. And maybe I'll start putting the little logo back in fact, here we go. There it is. Look, I can just add it in now because of the magic of technology. That sub count is wrong. We're up to like 9,600, but we're ever closer to 10,000 subs. So please do, if you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and drop us a comment. Come and check us out on Twitch. Go check out the second channel for all the other content as well. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.